Again, every time Nigeria is ringing bell. If I look on news, it is bell. If I look social media, it is problem. Eh? When I should be drinking coffee, they will make me to come online. They don't want to have me to rest. But you know what? You know what? The spirit in me, the Biafra spirit in me, I said, when I told you, if Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is looking for 100 people, I promise that I have 50 in me. You have not seen anything. It is not by my power. It is not by my power. It is not by my power. But, you know, as an eke or my own oro, I am a rocha ike. You understand? Till Biafra come. But today you are going to receive sense. The crypto, Nigeria crypto. As they are crippling your economy, they close border. They close the border. ESN came out automatically, you know, weaponized. It shocked them. It shocked them. They said, this border no work, oh. This close of border will not work, oh. Now, how do we stop the funding now of this Sunday or Igbo? How do we stop the contribution? Let us stop the crypto. Because they were following Nigerians, southern Nigerians. Use crypto. We should open crypto. Crypto. We use crypto. Don't use the Western Union. Don't use this. They say, so these people are doing crypto. Okay, let us slash them. Bah! They are not considering the economic impact of crypto. No. They are not considering how much the crypto is bringing to Nigeria economy. Their agenda is not to make Nigeria progress. No. They have a better agenda. Now you get the point. Now you get the point. My only problem is that why is it that you must wait? Was Thomas born in Nigeria? Is Thomas a Nigerian? Is Thomas in the Bible in Nigeria? Are you a lineage of Thomas? Are you a lineage of Thomas? All of you have Thomas blood in your vein. How did you get Thomas blood in your vein? That it must happen to you first before you understand. We hear more in Anubia. You hear more kind of man. Woo! You hear more kind of man. When we are telling you, you don't know, no, you hear more kind of man. We are telling you, even we are not prophets, but everything we have said, everything we open this mouth to say, if it don't happen today, it will happen tomorrow. I want you to go from the beginning of this struggle. From the beginning. In fact, even the one that we are not sure of, once God asks us to say it, we will say it and God will do it. Hey! Nwanne nwoke dịrị obi m mma, ọ dị mma. Ihe mere dị mma, ihe mere dị mma, ihe mere dị mma, oh, ihe mere dị mma. I said, did you see the prayer? May God harden the heart of the leaders in Nigeria so that we will tell them, the world may know that Obi is no longer a boy. I remember when we used to read the history of the Greeks, the Greek gods. I don't know, you know, of course you don't read all those things in Africa. The history of the Greek gods. Medusas. Medusa, they say Medusa is she look at when you look at Medusa, you turn into she will dry you and you become stone. Medusa have snake, you know, her hair. Medusa's hair is snake.
This is not wicked word. This is not Confucian word. Listen to Palibran. I'm really telling you a story about one lady girl. Pali they go to work. Pali they work for bank. Then I enter for motor. The driver they go. Opposite Udi. But the rocking on the side. Along Gusukudu Road. I see people run. Then I ask the driver waiting they happen. The driver tell the Pali boy. See no day for talk. If better you take your eye and see. Then I call the driver. The driver waiting. This is not wicked word. This is not Confucian word.
Akara m ihe mbe na-eme mbe si ma achọrọ ofu ukwu ehi ma nke ọzọ mụ achọrọ ihe niile ma ụkwụ ya ma aka ya ma isi ya ma olu ya anyị ga-adọbiri wee pụọ na nke onwe anyị tigata azụ etu anyị nọ tupu ndị ọcha wee bịa ebe a nwa aha obodo ebe a nwe ndị mmadụ n'ime tupu nwa bekee si ebe o si hapụ obodo ya ọ bịa ebe a ọkpọrọ onye nke ọkpọrọ okeke ọkpọrọ okafọ dakata anyị isi ọ sị n'ụbọchị nke taa na anya aha anyị wuzi Naijiria anyị na-aza aha na-emeghị omimi n'ime ya ngwa gị gbasị biko kọwara m ihe Naijiria pụtara ewepụ ya kọwara m ọmụa ga-aza aha osimiri ka osimiri ga-aza aha mụnwa n'ihi ihe anyị na-ekwuwu na ebe a rụgidere ụlọ a na ọ jọgburu onwe ya ọ dịghị mma Naijiria agaghị emekọtanwu ihe ọzọ ihe ọjọọ emego n'obodo a arụ emego egbugo ndị be anyị aka na-egbukwa anyị ndị Fulani wee chere na mabata be anyị ka na-egbukwa ndị be anyị ruo ụtụtụ echi a na-asị m na ọ ga-adị mma oge ọ na-ekwekwu ka nwee mmekọrịta bụ nke ndị nụkọ nke ndị ụmụnne ha egosighị anyị ọtụtụ mgbe ha kpọrọ anyị asị onye ajụrụ ajụ na-ajụ onwe ya ha jụrụ anyị aja ama njụ onwe anyị agbanyeghị na anyị nwe ngwa ahịa n'ugwu Awụsa agbanyeghị na anyị na-azụ ahịa ebe niile dị iche iche na-eme nke ọma kama onye gara ndụ kpakụ onye ire rie n'ihe ọ Ndụbụisi ka anyị na-ekwu okwu ya ka anyị cheghata azụ ebe a ruo obodo anyị ka o wee maa mma wee karịa obodo ndị ọcha na mma ọhịa anyị na-arịọ nwekwe n'ugwu nwee nkwanye ugwu n'ime onwe anyị ọnwa anyị pụọ n'iro a na-etigbu anyị pụọ n'iro ekwu okwu asị ọ bụ gịnị ma anyị ji wee ekwu okwu ụmụ ihe ndị a ka anyị sị na anyị agaghị anabatakwa ya ọzọ.
Akụkọ akọrọ anyị bụ na ọkụkọ na ewu agaghị nzukọ ụmụ anụmanụ a na-emezi mgbe ọbụla a chọrọ ịchụ aja ejiri ọkụkọ maọbụ nwụchụ aja mgbe ọbụla a chọrọ ime ka Naijiria dị n'otu enwe ha na-eto esi wee kpam akpụrụ ndị Igbo ọ pụtara na anyị bụ ọkụkọ maọbụ ka ọ pụtara na anyị agaghị nzukọ mere ya bụ ihe eji eme anyị bụ ndị Igbo ụdị na ọbara ndị Igbo ahụ kpafu n'obodo Naijiria gaja
ọ bụ site na akpọmasị ihe na-eme anyị dịka ihe mere ndị ji oge mgbe gara aga etu akụkọ mba niile dị iche iche ji kpọọ ụmụ Izrel asị a na-egbu ha afọ niile aka na-egbu ha o wee ruo oge ugbu anyị asị na ogbugbu a na-egbu anyị na ọ dịghị anyị mma ọ ka mma na onwe ihe kwegbuo anyị nwere onwe njem a nke anyị na-aga kama na anyị etete n'ụtụtụ asị na onwe onye gburu ebe a onwe ha na-ekwu okwu o doo na onye onwe onye n'aka ụkọchukwu n'ugwu awụsa ebepụ isi ọnwụghị ofu ugboro ọnwụghị ugboro abụọ ọnwụghị ugboro atọ ọnwụghị ugboro anọ ọ bụ ruo ole mgbe ka a ga-egbugide anyị wee rue anyị asị mba na anyị ga-aga ka anyị nwee ike wee nwere onwe anyị ọ ka mma na anyị nwụrụ ebe anyị na-azọ nwere onwe tụbụ na anyị nọ n'ụlọ etu a mmadụ ibe mabata n'ime ụlọ mbịa bupụ m isi a sị na-achọghị ụdị nka ọ bụghị anyị maka a ga-eji wee chụọ àjà ọzọ.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us on this evening program. I appreciate everyone that have connected to the program this evening. Thank you so much for joining us. Whether you are joining us from any part of the world, wherever you are connecting to us from, I welcome you and I thank you for being part of the program. Please like and share to other platforms, share to family and friends. This is our evening program. We have done our morning program and we thank Chukwu Kabiama that we have recovered our channel. We have been able to recover our channel. They gave us suspension in our main channel, David Herbert, but finally we have recovered it. So we have gone back to where we are supposed to be holding program in the morning. So that was where we held our morning program, and I appreciate everybody that turned up. So everyone that has connected now, you can share the program, also inform others that we are back. Thank you for joining us. Remember, we have only one mission. The only mission we have is Biafra. Biafra restoration is the only mission we have. After declaration, what next? The next thing on the line is the defense of Biafra land. We must defend that very declaration that has been made. That is why we are coming up and stepping up the game. Declaration of Biafra is one thing, and another thing is defending that Biafra. It is not enough to declare Biafra, but after declaration, the defense of that Biafra is what matters. If you cannot be able to define the Biafra that has been declared, it is of no use talking about declaration. So that is why every one of us must put our hand on the deck and ask ourselves our questions. What are we doing to see that that declaration stands? It is a question that every one of us should answer. I welcome everyone that have joined. Neolane, thank you for joining. Lenin, thank you for joining. Our brother Kochux, and everyone that have joined, whether you are commenting or not, I appreciate every one of you. We must continue to do what we have to do. Continue to create awareness. I can bet you that the enemies are hearing us. When you think that they are not hearing us, all you need to do is to search the media. Look at their conventional media. You will understand that the world is listening to us. When you see what is happening today, you will understand the importance of coming online, making your contributions, sharing the videos, telling the world what is happening in the contraption called Nigeria. All those brokers we are making, all those discussions is not in vain. The world is watching. The world is seeing everything. Even though they didn't act immediately, they will definitely act. Do not give up. Do not run away from these challenges. Do not run away from the responsibility. I encourage every one of us Biafrans, wherever you are today and you are listening to me, I urge you to please and please Pay attention to the voice of reason. There are challenges, there are obstacles, but we can still do what we have to do. Wherever you are as a Biafran, I urge you in the name of Chukwukabiam. The time has come for us to focus on our real enemy. We know who our enemies are. We know them by their names. We know them because they identify themselves. We know them because they made themselves enemies and they don't shy away from it. So if you claim you do not know them, it means you are not paying attention. It's either you are pretending or you are intentionally allowing the enemies to have an upper hand. So wherever you are watching us today, I want you to pay attention and do your own part by sharing this program. Do your own part by paying attention. Do your own part by supporting the restoration of Biafra. Do your own part by seeing that this Biafra that is declared is defended. And ask yourself, how am I going to contribute to the defense of Biafra land? No matter whom you are, no matter the post you occupy, no matter the level you are, look at yourself once again and ask yourself, is my attitude promoting the restoration of Biafra? Is my attitude defending the declaration of Biafra? Or my attitude is bringing down the declaration of Biafra? Ask yourself that important question. Is your attitude adding to the defense of Biafra land? Or is your attitude making sure that we don't go forward? My fellow Biafrans, wherever you are, whoever you are, I urge you in the name of Chukwukama Abiam that you must be able to pay attention. Pay attention wherever you are. Do not allow anybody to distract you. The quest for Biafra is a quest that is in the heart of everybody. If you genuinely want Biafra, continue to pursue the restoration of Biafra the best way you can. It doesn't matter what anybody says. It doesn't matter what any man says or any woman says. All you have to do is to do your part as a human and let the remaining be in the hand of Chukwukabiam. Wherever you are today as a Biafran, you have a responsibility to always make sure that your voice is heard in the best way you know you can. Every one of us have different ways of approaching issues. Every one of us have different ideas on issues. Even though we might have the same information, but the way we respond to the informations we have are different. I'm not here to direct anybody what to do or what not to do. And I have said this several times on my platform that when you come to my platform and you listen to what I say, it is your own duty to digest every single thing you hear, look through the facts, and then take your decision. My own duty here is to bring information to your doorstep, help you digest some info, help you to break information into pieces so that you can be able to extract those ones that you want. That is what I do. So whatever decision you take here, I will not be held responsible for it. And whatever decision I take, you will not be held responsible. That is why I've always said that every one of us must define Biafra for him or herself. I have already had the definition of my own Biafra before I joined this very struggle. I joined the struggle from the time of Mazin Nandekano up to date. And I have been surviving, and I will continue to survive. I'm not in the restoration of Biafra because of any human being, nor because of any organization. I'm in the restoration of Biafra because it is a cause that concerns me. It is a cause that must be followed. It is a righteous cause. That is why I am speaking about Biafra. And no human being born on the planet Earth can stop me from talking about Biafra. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter the position you occupy. It doesn't matter how important you think you are. For me, I might look very young, but I'm of age. And at my age, if I can't be able to make decisions for myself, that is a failure. So I decide what I do, how I do it, and when I do it. My decision to continue to speak for Biafra is a personal decision. Nobody pushed me into it, or nobody directed me into it, and nobody's going to direct me on how to go about it. But I will continue to do that which is right. Biafra is my business. It is my cause. It is for my future. It concerns me. I'm not doing it for anybody. Whatever I say or whatever I do for myself, not for anybody. If you happen to be affected with what I say, if you happen to be influenced with what I say, or you learn from what I say, it is an advantage to you. It is. But if you feel that whatever I say here is rubbish, it doesn't have anything to do with you, kudos. It's also good for you. But at the end of the day, you have to know that everyone will be responsible for whatever decision he or she takes. I will be responsible for any decision I take. Likewise, you yourself, you'll be responsible for any decision you take. I'm not going to be held responsible for your decision, and you will not be held responsible for your decision. That is why I urge everybody in this journey to think within yourself what you want. Pursue it earnestly. But most importantly, we have a foundation that has been led by our Supreme Leader, Mazin Nandekam, and our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, build a structure based on that foundation. It is not difficult to know what it is. It is not hard to know what it is if you are truthful. But you will continue to search for the structure or search for solution when you do not have the truth in you. The most important is that before you do anything in this restoration of Biafra and succeed, you must be truthful. Be truthful to yourself and be truthful to others. Any atom of deceit, you're going to be a failure. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter how long you have been in the journey. And it doesn't matter the position you occupy. If you are lying, you will not succeed. Lie will not get us Biafra. Propaganda will not get us Biafra. Blackmail will not get us Biafra. The only thing that can get us Biafra is the truth, and nothing but the truth. And so many of us that are selling the truth, standing on the truth and continue to spill the truth. It is that truth that is keeping us up to this minute, and we will continue to speak the truth. Wherever you are, and you are a Biafran, don't think that people are not listening. The world is hearing us. The world is hearing us. The only place where we have a problem is within ourselves. It is only we ourselves that are not hearing ourselves. We are not even paying attention to ourselves. That is the area we have problem. We are not paying attention to ourselves. But every single thing we say, the world is listening. They are hearing us. Except you are not in the media. If you are in the media, you are in the social media, you listen, you pay attention, you follow the news, both the conventional news and international news and online news, you will know that they are listening to us, but they are waiting for us to act. They are listening. Every one of us saw the news that came out today, a very wonderful news. And if there is nothing that will encourage you at this time, the news, the breaking news we have will encourage you. That is something that is supposed to encourage you wherever you are. It is something of encouragement. Every single one of us as Biafrans, wherever you are supposed to be encouraged with that. This is a time of encouragement, a time that we all need to be encouraged. We need to be encouraged. And every single one of us, when you see that news, you need to be happy. If there is nothing else, you need to be happy. And you will know that, yes, your effort is not in vain. All the tears, all the crying, all the sleepless night is not in vain. They are listening. So many of us have seen that news, and it's something that we must not overlook. If you look at the screen, you are going to see the news. This is what is making the headline today. And when you see this news, if it doesn't encourage you, I don't know what else is going to encourage you. If this information doesn't encourage you, what else is going to encourage you? You know, every time when we come online, we say that Nigerian government is a terrorist government. And when we say it, some people, one Nigerians, they get offended. Some say, why are you talking down on Nigeria? Some say, what do you mean by that? Some say, why are you denigrating Nigeria? We say that Nigeria is a failed state. They say we don't know what we are saying. But all you need to do is to pay attention to what is happening and look at the qualities of a failed state. Every indices that show that a country is a failed state, they are all present in Nigeria. A country that cannot defend its citizens. A country that cannot protect life and property of its citizens. A lawless country where the rule of law cannot be obeyed. A country where people do what they want, how they want it. A country where the House of Assembly take a decision without minding the consequence of what they do. A country where double standard is the order of the day. A country where people are above the law. A country where different laws are operating at different laws are being applied on the same offense. Every indices that shows that a country is a failed state, they are present in Nigeria. And if you're not seeing it clear, go and make your research before you come to castigate or you come to challenge us. Go and make your research. And when we come online, we say Nigeria is a terrorist country. Mazen Nandekano said it. They say he doesn't know what he's saying. Our Prime Minister Mazen Samaneko said it. They say he's a noisemaker. He's a troublemaker. Today, the Canadian court have confirmed that thing that we have been saying for a very long time. You know, some of us Africans, we don't believe ourselves. Some of us, most of us Africans, we don't even believe in what we can do. We do not accept an information except it comes from a white man. You know, some of the time you see us complaining about the colonial master. You see us complaining about the attitude of the West on us. You see us complaining about what the British have done. But let me tell you, it is we ourselves that are promoting what the British have done against us. It is we that are the tools that the West are using to oppress Africa. It is African people themselves that are used as the tools because we don't believe in ourselves. Neither do we listen to ourselves. Whatever information we bring, no matter how correct it is, we will never accept it or believe it until we get approval from a white man. Only when a Western country says a word, that is when people begin to pay attention, including Africans. Only when the Westerners confirm something that you already know. Something that you already know. Somebody from the West will come and tell you that you don't know it anymore, and you believe it, and you run with their own information. That is why they tell us they discovered River Niger. River Niger that have been existing, and people were living around the river. River Niger has been existing, and people have been living around the River Niger from day one. Even before Nigeria came to existence, the River Niger has been there. before Nigeria came. But they came and they told us that one man somewhere from the white man's land discovered River Niger, and we believed it. The same way they came and they drew map. They drew map, separated brothers from brothers, sisters from sisters, and we accept their map. And today we are working based on the map they drew. And the map they drew, it was for themselves in order to share the resources in Africa. You remember the Berlin Conference? It was in Berlin Conference that they shared Africa to themselves and drew that map that we are using today. In that map, that is why you will see a Yoruba man carved into Benin Republic. That is why you see a Biafran carved into Cameroon. That is where you see brothers carved out from their country and placed in a different place. And we accept it because it is a white man that did it. We accept it. Even when we have seen it clearly that this is not right. This is not right. And we continue to defend that which a white man told us. Something we know the truth. Now they have left us for a very long time. We continue to complain about colonialism. We continue to complain about the colonial master. They have gone. But some of us are the ones that are holding sway, and they want to make sure that the colonialism continues. Even though the colonial master have left, some of us are bent on holding on to that colonial system because it is the one that favors them, because it is the one that makes them relevant. They continue to hold on to that colonial system. They continue to hold it with their two hands because it is the one that favors them. And at the same time, we will be the one to come and complain. It is we that, but that was why in one of the broadcasts of Mazen Nanekane said, I have stopped complaining about racism and colonialism, that he doesn't believe in it anymore. Because we are the ones today that are promoting and sponsoring everything that has to do with colonialism. The enslavement of Africa today is being done by Africans themselves. The enslavement of Africa today is being done by Africans themselves. We are the ones that are making sure that we promote the agenda of the West. Go and check what our politicians are doing. Our politicians today, they are the ones that are bent on protecting something that a stranger kept in place for their own benefit. The people that are trying to maintain the structure that was kept by the British to maintain their company, Niger Royal Company, the structure they kept in place to make sure that it is okay for them to be able to extract our resources. The people today that are fighting tooth and nail, day in, day out, to make sure that that structure remains, are the people from that same region. Politicians. Politicians. They are the ones that are fighting day in, day out. Fighting every day to see that they keep that very status quo. At the same time, those of us will be complaining about what the British have done. They have gone. It is in our hand to free ourselves. If we want to free ourselves, we can do that. Look at Ibrahim Traore. Ibrahim Traore just woke up and made that decision and said enough is enough. And he took his country away from the hand of the colonial masters and told them enough is enough. Since then, is he not there? Even though his own people, his own brothers, some of them are still planning every now and then to overtake him. Not because he's not good, not because he's not right. The same colonial master are sponsoring the people that Ibrahim Traore is trying to save, the people he's trying to defend, the people he's trying to build a future for. You see, one coup, you know how many coup they have planned since he came to power? His own people. How many coup they have planned? How many coup they have planned? Some of the Western countries were in this thing that we are in now. Some of the Western countries, even in Europe, America, they were colonized by other people. They were colonized. It is not only Africa that was colonized. It is not only Africa that was colonized. Asia was also colonized by some British countries. Asia was also colonized. America was also colonized. Europe, some of them were colonized by each other. But when they stood up Every single one of them said enough is enough, and they changed the narrative. You can never see an Asian person today complaining of colonialism again. You cannot see an American complaining of what the colonial master have done. You can't see that in Europe. It is gone, and they change the narrative and focus on building. But today in Africa, we are still talking about what the colonial master have done. Even when it is in our hand to change the narrative, we can't change it. We can't change it. That is why you see a politician. Today, you are a Biafran. The Biafran people are speaking about a lasting solution, how to build a nation where people can live peacefully, grow in their own pace, at their own speed. And you don't want it. You don't want it. Even when you know, every politician in Nigeria know that Nigeria will not work. We had Rotimi Amaechi, who was the former Minister of Transport, who has contested for presidency. Rotimi Amaechi, in his own mouth, said Nigeria will never ever be good. Rotimi Amaechi, a presidential candidate, said Nigeria will never ever be good. You can imagine. Somebody who contested still that Nigeria will never ever be good. It doesn't matter what he did. And he went ahead to say, until the citizens rise up and do what they have to do. Do you think that the politicians don't know the right thing? Do you think that the politicians don't know that we are the ones that are going to change the game? Do you think they don't know? They know. They know. But it is about interest. Just like the West have their interests in our side, the same way these politicians and the wealthy men and rich people have their own interests. So many of them are benefiting from your own slavery. They are benefiting from the agenda of the colonial master. They are benefiting from this structure that Lord Lugard and co have put in place in Nigeria. It is benefiting them. And it takes extraordinary energy and strength to see somebody who can act as Traore in Nigeria. Where are you going to find such a person? Where are you going to find such a person? Today, we already have Mazen Nandekan doing everything he can. We have Mazen Samaneba. But what do you see? The people that are standing in the front line to persecute them are their own people. People that wrote petition against Mazen Samaneba. We are his own, even people who said they are in agitation. People who hate Mazen Nandekan today, making sure he's not free, are his own people. And yet, we blame the colonial masters. Enough of that blame. It is high time everyone of us begin to take responsibility. But I thank you. This very post you are seeing here is a word, is something that we encourage every one of us to know that the West, they know what is happening. They see it, but they want us to take action. They want us to take action by ourselves as free people, and then they can come in to help. Not only mmiri when you are sinking in a river, assuming you are swimming in a river, or you are swimming in an ocean or in a swimming pool, and you are sinking, your movement is going to show people that, oh, this guy needs help, and they will come and help you. When you are sinking, you raise up your hand and you wave to people, and they will know that this person is sinking, and they will help you and rescue you. But when you relax in the water, you don't even make any sign. You jump into the water and you sink deep inside, and you are swimming down, going down. Nobody's going to mind. They will think that, oh, this guy is a good professional swimmer. People will regard you as a professional swimmer, that you are enjoying yourself, and they will ignore you and go their separate ways. They will ignore you. But when you are drowning in the river, the way you beat at the water, the way you raise your hand and beat and struggle, people will come and help you. And that is what they expect of us. It is not that they don't know what is happening in Nigeria. Every international communities organization, they know. Every powerful country in this world know what is happening in Nigeria. It is not they don't know. Just read what you see there. Canadian court declares APC, PDP, terrorist organization, denies asylum to fleeing Nigerian politician. This is a win-win for you and I that are talking about Biafra. Anybody that is standing online speaking about Biafra, talking about Biafra, it is a win-win for us. Because black man will never believe a fellow black man until a white man gives a confirmation. Until a white man gives a confirmation, we don't believe. We don't even believe in ourselves until we get an approval from a white man. This is something that we have been saying for a very long time. Mazen Nandekano called Nigeria a terrorist country. Mazen Simon Ekpa called Nigeria a terrorist country. We are here and every day we are calling Nigeria a terrorist country. And you will see the Nigerians themselves, the one Nigerian themselves, they will come and argue with you. The same people that they are terrorizing, the same people that the government is terrorizing, they will come and argue with you and say, why do you say that? You don't talk bad about your country. You don't talk down. Look at it here. APC and PDP are the people ruling Nigeria. The major parties of the major political party in Nigeria, they are in charge. When the Nigeria you are talking about today is APC and PDP. The Nigeria you are talking about today, this one Nigerian that is destroying every one of you. Look at them, APC and PDP. There is no other. It is two of them. And now, a court in Canada is telling you that these two are terrorist organizations. And the people that are in charge of the country that you are talking about today are these people. They are your president. They are your vice president. They are your governors. They are your lawmakers. They are your ministers. APC and PDP. And every single one of them, a court in Canada declared them terrorists. That is what they are. Maybe now that you have heard it from a court in Canada, you now begin to agree that Nigeria is a terrorist country. But we have known that for a very long time. We talk about it and we say it. When we say it, people disagree with us. Some people come and challenge you. Some come and say one thing or the other. Just to discredit what you are saying. So I'm waiting for them to reply, to go and tell Canadian government or the Canadian court, federal court in Canada, go and tell them they don't know what they are doing. Go and tell them that they don't know what they are doing. And you will be shocked the kind of evidence they're going to provide. You will be shocked the evidence they're going to provide. And all this evidence you have in Canada, we have them. We have even more. We have even more. The evidence that they use to proscribe Nigeria as a terrorist country, we have more than. They haven't even seen half of what we have. Now you understand. The only thing I see here is that they are waiting for us to take action. The world is waiting on us. That is why it breaks my heart when we forget about the main thing we have to do and we are doing something different. It breaks my heart. When we forget about the main project and we are talking about something different, it breaks my heart. When we are focusing on ourselves, gossiping, blackmailing, cursing ourselves, it breaks my heart because the world is waiting for us to take action. They are not even keeping silent. They told Mazen Nandekano, I played the video several times, they told Mazen Nandekano, when he went to the United Nations to complain about the situation of the Biafran people, and he was telling them that we have fought wars. We have fought a war for 3 good years. And they asked him, why did you stop? Why did you stop? That until you show the world that your freedom worth your life, they are not going to listen. And that was when Mazen Nandekano made a revise and changed the gear. And from that moment, he never looks back. He went ahead to form a security outfit. He went ahead to make a move to defend Biafra land. He went ahead to broadcast and say, I am tired of broadcasting. He went ahead to say, I want to fight my nation. He said, I want 100 men. Others can come later. That is what he said. He knows that everybody will not be on board at the same time. He knows that there are still some people who are going to be who will never believe. Ndisi who will never believe that they can free themselves. There are some of us that are still believing that one Messiah will come from somewhere to deliver us. Some of us, even though we had hope, That's all this while. So many of us, we are hoping that when Donald Trump come to power in the first and or second, in the first year, second year, he will speak about Biafra. But today, when you look at Donald Trump, you see that even the trouble he has in his hand, he cannot be able to finish it. Every country have their own issues. The issues on the table of Donald Trump, he cannot even finish it on his own term finish. Is he going to leave his own problem to focus on your own? Of course, no sensible person does that. The people will only look at your own issue when their own issue is solved. It is a natural factor in human being. Oh, you save home when you chose only you save. You look at him, he might have a good intention. If there's an opportunity for him to look at issue, he will have a good intention and he's going to have a good judgment. Maybe, just maybe. That's what you hope. But when you see the pressure, the attack, the responsibilities that is on his table, you know that you are your own. And the only thing that can make our case to come to front line is what we do. The only thing that will make our case to be in the front line of discussion is our action, the action we take. We need to take action. Any action we take is what is going to bring our case to the front line. And that was why Mazi Simon Ekpa was taking a drastic action. In one of the broadcasts, Mazi Simon said that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was extraordinarily renditioned. And for us to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we have to do extraordinary things. And I borrow that word to say that our situation is extraordinary. The enslavement of Biafrans is extraordinary. And for us to be able to get out of the Zoological Republic, we must do extraordinary things. We have to take extraordinary measures, take extraordinary actions for us to be in the front line of discussion today. You see how Palestinians fired themselves into the front line. Today, everybody is talking about Palestinians. With their propaganda and blackmail, they are blackmailing their enemies every day. Many of the news you see about Palestinians, many of the things you see they bring, many of them are not real. They are not real. They will show you the hunger in Palestine and show you how people are dying and all this and that. And we saw a counter video that the Israel government released, where they packed load of food stuff we are packed. The same people that say that people are dying of hunger, the people who were supposed to share those food refuse to share it in order just to put the agenda that the people are starving. Do they want their people to die? Of course, they don't want their people to die, but they have to take that extraordinary measure to make their voice heard. The government of Israel released the video where a helicopter was flying up, showing humanitarian aids that were supplied to the Palestinians. In trucks, in warehouse, it was everywhere was filled, no space to park. But yet, people in the street are hungry. They refuse to share those intentionally just to draw attention. They refuse to share it, including the people who are concerned, the United Nations organization that were concerned, because they want to make a point. In everything you have to do in this world, it takes extraordinary measure to be in the front line. It takes extraordinary sacrifice to be in the front line. It's just like the sit at home we are doing. Some will come and tell you, why did they sit at home? But people who want freedom will do extraordinary things. It doesn't matter who is affected. It doesn't matter who survives or who does not survive. The most important thing is to achieve the aim. At the end of the day, those who survive will build a sane city where people will live like humans. We cannot all be living like animals. And we pretend it's okay. Oh, don't do this. Oh, don't do this. It's affecting people. Oh, don't do that. It's affecting people. Oh, let us manage and do like this. Oh, you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. We have to do extraordinary things to make our voice heard. That is why when I was speaking about our unity, I said we can break protocols to make things happen. We can. Extraordinary measure, we can break protocols to make things happen. It doesn't mean that you cannot hold people accountable. You will. Time will come. Every one of us will give account of our still worship. We will get there. You cannot run away from your shadows. Whatever crime anyone has committed in the quest for Biafra, It is recorded. In 21st century, in this age that we are, every single thing that we do is recorded. If you do, even if you delete yours, somebody is keeping it for you. Every information is there. Every single information. Nobody can escape the penalty. You can't escape it. That is why I was saying taking a ordinary measure to solve the solution. To get the solution. What is important is for us to break this chain, break it once and for all. Put ourselves in the front line of discussion. You see how they are relegating us to the background gradually. There was a time the Biafra issue was on the front line. During the time of Mazi Samanepa, Biafra discussion was on the front line. And if you go and check, go to Google then and Google, you see the trending. The people that are trending there, Mazi Samanepa is number one, trending as number one on Twitter. Mazi Samanepa, Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was trending. And whenever Mazi Samanepa is trending, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is trending, Biafra is trending. That is how to be on the front line. Put on a pressure to put you on the front line for discussion. We succeeded in getting there, but today they have succeeded in taking us out of that front line. We are now struggling. And not only taking us out of the front line, today they are fighting how to change the narrative. They are trying to change the narrative. The enemies are trying to change the narrative, including using our own people, people who call themselves Biafrans. They are using them to change the narrative. Those of us who are ordinary people, are we going to buy into it? Of course not. We will have to continue to do on our own part. Anything you can do as a Biafran, anything you can do as a Biafran, continue to do that. Whatever you know you can do as a Biafran to defend your land, to put your land in the limelight, please do that. We need that attention. We want to be in the front line. We want to be trending on the front line. If the zoo were to be a sensible place, or if these politicians in Biafra land are human, the politicians in Biafra land are the ones that are supposed to be. You see the program I played this morning? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was asking in that video. He said, do you know how many times the United Nations sent envoy to Nigeria? Do you know how many times the US, the UK sent envoy to Nigeria? When they send those envoy, who do they go to? They go to the politicians to ask questions. They go to your traditional rulers to ask questions. They go to Hanes and Debo to ask questions. What are they telling them? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made that statement in the video I played in the morning, where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was explaining the atrocities of the politicians when he told the politicians what they are supposed to do. Simple thing that you have to do so that the people can feel belonged. Since you say you are not strong enough to go into agitation, a simple assignment he gave them. They said they want restructuring. It's okay. Go and get restructuring if you have the balls. They couldn't go. Instead, they went and brought Python dance. In that message, see, he had Mazi Nnamdi Kanu say it in his own word. He asked, do you know how many times envoys were sent to Biafra land to ask questions? Even when they detain Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they will send envoy. Even in this present case, do you know how many times the United Nations have sent envoy to Biafra land? And when they come to Biafra land, who are they going to meet? Soludo, Peter Obi, looking for president. Hope Uzodimma. They are the people that are going to be. Then now, ask yourself, what kind of information are they going to get from this people? What kind of information? They're only going to tell them, oh, is it Nishkra? Soludo will tell them, oh, it's my people. My people are too stubborn. They are the one cutting the whole insecurity. They are the one kidnapping themselves. Nobody's kidnapping them. I hope most of them will tell them, oh, all of them are criminal. They are in the bush. They are the ones forming camp everywhere. All this security, they are the one in charge. Or will tell them, oh, don't mind that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He's a very stubborn man. He's just creating problem where there is no problem. Don't mind Simon Ekpa. He's just creating problem. He's just the guy is in short. He's the one that is a terrorist. He's the one that is instigating violence everywhere. Calling shit at all. These are the kind of information idiots who call themselves politicians and representatives will begin. So how do we change the narrative? We change the narrative through the structure that Mazen Nandekana have put in place. The foundation he laid on the social media to continue to shout on top of our voices, whether somebody is listening or not. One day, somebody is going to come across your video. This very judgment you see that the Canadian government passed is not ordinary. They didn't just pass it. Many things were considered. You saw when they blackmailed our sister in Canada that they wanted to report. You saw how Biafrans rose up. The reason they could not be able to succeed to deport our sister is because of the things we did. That one will tell you that social media have power. That all these things we are saying, they are hearing it. They are hearing it. That our sister stood her ground, and every Biafra, we began to bring informations, counter informations. We began to bring the source of the problem, the hatred of the Janjaweed against a particular tribe. Somebody challenged the hatred. You were the one attacking somebody, calling him name, calling him name, calling him name. At a stage, the person bounced back and begin to defend him or herself. And now the person that is defending himself is the person that is now accusing. And when we came out in mass and we spoke on the case of our sister, you saw how it ended. Today, look at the judgment coming from Canada. This is what we are supposed to be busy doing. Look onto the zoo and expose them. Look at the case of this airport issue. This airport crisis that is raining everywhere. In the airport crisis, first of all, it was a Yoruba man. A Yoruba musician was the one that went to stop a whole aircraft, distracted the aircraft, wanted to cause a plane crash. A matured man, a Yoruba man, simply because he has connection directly to Trubu, he tried to stop the flight from moving out. In the tarmac, he went and stood in the front of the flight. Do you know how many people is that flight? Do you know the danger he posed those people? They did nothing. A senator also delayed a flight. A senator from Edo State delayed a flight in the airport. They didn't do anything. Two of them, even when the man that wanted to stop aircraft, the musician that wanted to start a Yoruba man, do you know that idiot that called Abike Dabiri? Abike Dabiri that is in the front line of antagonizing the Igbo people. She was the one that came to make a case for the man and say, forgive him, that he has apologized. Abike Dabiri, who was the one writing petition to deport our sister from Finland from Canada for responding to atrocities that is committed against the Igbos. She was responding to the attack against her own race, her own children. Abike Dabiri came to the front line to write a petition to deport the girl. Before you know it, she took it to the Senate. Before you know it, the Senate, including a criminal politician from Biafra land, they signed up to go after the game. And every one of us rose up. We began to bring informations, evidence here, right, and so. The internet was on fire. Any place you go, you will have something to read until we defeated them. Today, that same in this case of airport flight, this flight issue, you saw a lady that committed the similar thing that man, even that man was worse because the plane was already in the motion. But that girl, at least the plane have arrived. It's not going. The plane is going nowhere. People have disbanded. It's only her in the flight. So her own case is even different. All the passengers in the plane where that girl was have already gone down, gone their separate ways, and they were holding her behind. But in the case of the Yoruba man, Yoruba musician, a full flight that wanted to take off with passengers, he began to stop it. But Abike Dabiri was quick to go and apologize and say he apologized, and they left him. Now, this girl, who they exposed her nude, who they abused in their aircraft, that girl now, they took her to Krikri. Within less than 24 hours. Less than 24 hours, they judge her, they take her to Krikri straight. Until people begin to speak. Voices begin to speak. People begin to add their opinion. People begin to demand for justice for that lady. And before you know it, they release her. Now you see the country, the zoo. When we say Nigeria is a terrorist country, Nigeria is a terror. This is what you see in it. You don't see that in a normal country. You don't. In a normal country, they show example with popular people. You hear sometimes in the US, you hear they caught a very popular musician or a strong celebrity for drunk driving. They will not leave you. Police will not leave you. You will go to jail. They won't leave you say because you're a celebrity. You will go to jail. The easiest people to arrest in the United States or UK are those celebrities. You make single mistake, bang, you are going in. But in Nigeria, the law is meant for the poor ones. They use the poor masses to show example. Their law is only effective in the poor masses. Their law is effective only in the poor masses. When it has to do with the poor masses, you see them, they come from right, left, and center. They carry, before you know it, they have finished. Look at what they are doing in Biafra land today. In the northern part of Nigeria, terrorists have taken over half of a state. Niger State, divide Niger State into three. Two parties in the hand of terrorists. The same thing with Borno. Terrorists are in charge, but nobody cares. Just of recent, in Edo State here, in Edo State, terrorists kidnap school children, and they are terrorizing the school children. They took the video of school children, gave them skull, human skull. You can imagine a child holding human skull. And they told them to say that if they don't bring the money, that as these skulls are, that is how they will be. In Nigeria, they released that video and the government is not outraged. The chief of army staff did not march the military to go and comb everywhere. The chief of army staff do not issue any statement. The president did not give you any order, marching order to chief of army staff to go and make sure you fetch those children. The state governor himself didn't even care. A failed state, a terrorist country. How else do you want to describe a terrorist country? How else? This one is recently school children. You know, some of those videos I cannot share it on YouTube. That is why I don't bring those videos. School children kidnapped, taken to the bush, and this. Look at in 21st century that somebody will be using cell phone to communicate. A kidnapper will use cell phone to communicate, collect ransom, and do everything, and you can't be able to get him. And you call that country a country. You still regard Nigeria as a country. In 21st century, you are using cell phone, you kidnap, you use cell phone, send out video of your victim. Use cell phone to communicate until you get your ransom. Today, you know the funniest thing? Even the kidnappers will demand for the people when they are coming, you buy food. I saw one, they demanding for food. You cook rice, jollof rice, and bring for them. You buy slippers and bring for them. You buy fuel for them for their car. You buy a cigarette for them. And then you bring the ransom money. Which part of the world do you see that kind of a thing? Which part of the world do you see that kind of a thing? They have grown wing that I saw it on video. I saw it. The terrorists are making demand. And that guy that showed that video, he's not somebody who is going to make something up. He's one of these people that are going around claiming to be activists and all that. Harrison showed it. The terrorists told them when they are coming, they should bring jollof rice, cook jollof rice and buy jollof rice and bring for them. Buy cigarette. Buy slippers. You can imagine the demand of the terrorists. Buy fuel that they will use for their car. Buy fruit for them. And then bring the money for the ransom. And then the people will buy all these things, put them together, and go and give to the terrorists. This cannot, you can't hear this anywhere except Nigeria. You can imagine that the terrorists that are making this demand, these are not professionals. These are not professionals. These are not professional terrorists. These are people you can even catch without even using any sophisticated means to catch them. These are people you can be able to dictate without even cracking your head. You don't even need a professional to catch them. But in a country called Nigeria in 21st century, they cannot do that. The latest one now is those school children in Edo State. School children kidnapped, taken to the forest. They took their video and they gave them human skull. Those skulls are people who have already rotten in the bush there. That is to show that those people have been there for a very long time, and that is not their first operation. They are not going around with skull. This is the skull of people they have murdered in the same point, at the same point where they are holding those children. That is where they have murdered so many people, and that is where they have available that skull. And they took those skull and gave to those children, and told those children to be calling for people to come and help them, call the government or call their parents to bring the ransom. That if they don't bring that ransom, the way they are seeing this human skull, those children, I believe, since all their life, they have never seen a human skull. This is what Nigeria can offer. And this bunch of idiot politicians, they will come and tell you, you didn't see the civil war. Have you seen war? Now, when that child succeeds in coming out, when that child come out from that kidnap and begin to ask for freedom, you will tell that child that he has not seen war. What else is happening in war than what that child has passed through? What kind of war hasn't that child seen? A child holding human skull, human skeleton, with a gun on his head, and we're hearing the sound of God, then they'll be taking the life of people in their presence. What situation is worse than that? What situation is worse than that? They refuse to take action. But I bet you, we the Biafrans, we are gone and gone for good. That is why I am begging every single one of us as Biafrans. Declaring Biafra is one thing, but the major thing is defending it. No matter who you are, whether big, small, rich, poor, whether whatever you think you occupy with your position, focus on the defense of our land. Defend this declaration have been made. From every indication, everybody agrees on that declaration. That is why you see, including the men on the ground and those ones who are aggrieved. The aggrieved one, when they talk about the 40 state. 40 state was given birth from that declaration. 40 state was given birth from that. And when you see them confess, it shows that every one of us agrees on this very declaration. Why don't we come down and find something that unifies us so that we can catapult ourselves to the front line, be on top of the news, and draw attention of the world? That was exactly the template that Master Simon put in place. Master Simon put a template that we are going to continue to make Nigeria. He said, in one of the programs, I played it here, one of his programs, in his message, he said that we are going to make the place so hot for them to be there. It will be so hot. Then we are going to make the land so hot, more especially Biafra land, so hot for these politicians that it's either they join us on the struggle or they go exile. That's only the two options. Either you join us in the struggle or you go exile. He made it clear. In the case of Mazen Nandekano, at a point in time, he said that if they refuse to release Mazen Nandekano, we know how to release him. The same way they took him in, we will take somebody in and we'll make an exchange. But today, can we be able to boast on that level of standard of extraordinary things? We need to do extraordinary things. And for us to be able to do extraordinary things, we need to be unified. We need to be unified. We need to fight in uniform. We need to go extra mile to do everything to get unity among ourselves, and then we take it from there. I pray that Chukwu Okikadiama will touch the heart of everyone, including those of our men. Every one of them, they have fought a very good battle in the past. They brought this template to where we are today. Every one of them to slow down, calm down and listen. Forget about whatever is aggrieving you, whatever thing you are looking for, whatever thing that is making you angry. Keep it aside. Keep it aside. Let us embrace ourselves as one. And continue on that template. Continue to make that place hot for these people. At a point in time, this was Biafra land where governors are not comfortable in the. You saw that during when Manzam was there, Soludo went for a program. When did they shoot a knockout? He was scared. Soludo cannot go, he was scared. There was one place where he was videoed, where they're making programs. Soludo was saying, somebody who has military around him, He has ADC and security guarding him, but he's still afraid. That video revealed how fearful they are, how afraid they are. Actually, I said, I'm waiting for Soludo was afraid. What Buzodema was almost living in Abuja. He was running Imo State from Abuja. And anytime he come in Imo State, he will come with armor tank and comfort. He doesn't sleep in his state house. This is how far we have gone. But we have lost the grip. And we are losing the grip more and more. It is not a good thing. No sincere person will be happy with the situation. If you are happy with the situation, I'm sorry. You are not sincere. I am not happy. Knowing the success we have made compared to what we see today, I am not happy. And I don't miss word about it. You can interpret it the way you want. You can misunderstand what I say, but I am saying it just the way it is. I'm not happy with where we are today. I'm not happy. And every one of us is responsible for that. Every one of us is responsible. I'm not going to exempt anybody, including myself. We are responsible for where we are today. And that is why we need to be changing the status quo. Change the script. We need to change the script as quick as we can. Do extraordinary things. Those things they say, oh, don't go this side. Forget about it. Let it be. If they take it as insult, let it be. If they take you as a coward, let it be. Change that status quo. Change the script and let us get things right. Let's get things right. I pray that Chukwu Okabiano will direct every one of us aright and lead us to the path of truth so that we can be able to overcome this challenge. This is a very important good news for all of us. It confirms everything we are doing every day. When I see this kind of a news, it gives me courage to wake up in the morning and on up my camera and say what I want to say. It gives me more strength. This kind of information gives me more strength to continue to speak louder and louder and louder without fear. When I see this kind of information, Canadian court declared APC, PDP, terrorist organization, deny asylum to fleeing Nigerian politician. It gives me courage to continue to do what I'm doing. It gives me courage that yes, our voice is being heard. It fuels my strength more. And I pray that every one of us will continue to do what we have to do until we get to our destination. My fellow Biafrans, you know this is our evening program. In our evening program, we don't take much time. We spend 1 hour here, at most 1 hour 30 minutes, and we are gone. And now we are coming to the end of the message of the day. But before we go, let me see if we can listen to a message from our supreme leader, Mazen Nandekano. Let me check any of his messages I can be able to lay my hand upon so that we can use that message to end the program, think over it, digest it within ourselves, and sleep over it. That is the right thing to do. A lot of things have gone through. A lot of things has happened. A lot of things are still going to happen. So every single one of us, we must continue to pay attention. Do not get discouraged. Do not get discouraged. No matter what you see, no matter what you hear, don't get discouraged. Continue to stand your ground. Continue to stand on the truth, because only the truth shall set us free. I strongly believe that we are going to win this battle. No matter how difficult it is today, no matter how difficult it looks, we are going to get it right. The only thing we can do is to be patient and continue to work hard. Just as I said before, it is going to take extraordinary measure for us to be able to overcome the enemy. It is going to take extraordinary measure. Don't ever forget that. Prepare yourself to take extraordinary measure so that we can overcome the enemies. Let's listen to the voice of message of our Supreme Master Nandekano before we end the program.
2015, the killing of innocent protesters. 2016, bomb massacre. 2017, the invasion of my house, Operation Python Dance 2 or 3 or 4, I don't know. I lost 28 men. My mom, my dad are both dead as a result of Southeast conflicts. I'm asking them. So when you want to sit down to talk about insecurity, please start from the beginning. The same people meeting today to try and discussing security were the ones who caused it. They caused it, not us. And we must all now live with the consequences. Those who want to destroy this country have shock coming their way, says President. Now, this is what the presidency, which is the Fulani cabal, what they have put together. And can I also remind the governors and all these idiots in Nigeria that information today? You can't kill people's children and you expect their brothers not to react. It's stupid. It is called vengeance. Not be vengeance, of course. So you're wearing army uniform, you're killing people, and you think every army officer will be safe. As long as you're going about killing innocent people, you are putting every army person of uniform at risk. The same goes for the police. All those years, people were not going about slaughtering people. Was there any reaction?
No.
You people are because you people, you come out and SARS protest, you are there killing people. And you think that their brothers or their cousins will not have think that you're joking. You are dreaming. You can write all your fanciful epistle about one Nigeria insecurity, other rubbish from now until the kingdom come, it will not make any difference to us. No difference whatsoever. If you kill somebody, you're going to die. Be rest assured. Think about what not coming up. There are one commission of mad people everywhere. They said the president had written. But of course, if we know this, Garba Shehu and El Rufai and Femi Adesina, to our writing, you stupid animals called Nigerians, a speech of this magnitude should have been made by the president if the president is alive. That some of you cannot reason if you want to interpret is the god of my village and all that rubbish. So Yoruba media, you're demonizing Biafrans over the death of Gulag so that people can be president. And when they deny him presidency now, like Abiola, you ask Nigerians, come, let's go and demonstrate. Parochialism, that's what it's called. Let me ask, I have some questions to ask. They say the President Muhammadu Buhari on Tuesday issued a stern warning to those who are bent on destroying the country through promoting insurrection and burning down political national assets. A rude shock awaits them. What shock awaits the Yetiala? Fulani, I'm asking you, from the Caliphate chairman, Sultan of Sokoto, to the last idiot, Alabaki, check the weight of the street. I want to ask you a simple question. Let me ask, I want to say this thing. I want to ask Nigerians a question. Please. You know, God, black people, in my next life, I can't be a black person. I have never seen a more stupid set of people. It may be the way Europeans are treating us, our colonial masters are treating us, is what we deserve. I'm telling you the truth. Maybe we deserve it. You people, you claim you are Nigerians, you went to school. Have you ever wondered why this government, they have never ever criticized ISIS? Every day is Boko Haram this, Boko Haram that, every day. Have you ever wondered why they have never? I want you to show me one single publication after the atrocities of these Fulani vagabonds and terrorists, where the government of Nigeria condemned ISIS in West Africa province. Show me one publication. It has never occurred to you people in your infinite stupidity. It has never occurred to you. You have never asked yourself, why is it that these people burning down, destroying Plateau State, Benue State, Niger State, why can't the government condemn them? Why not? Answer that question. But they are busy talking about agitation. You want to divide. And I want something I asked the governors now. I want to ask the Fulani presidency of Nigeria. My dear Fulani Janjaweed, who brought insecurity into Nigeria? Simple question. Which people own the fourth most deadliest terror group in the world is not your so-called X-Men in Louisiana. Fulani, who started the bombing of churches in Nigeria, is not you people. You are now turning around with the help of the chameleonic Yoruba media to twist the narrative. The same thing I asked the Southeastern governors. Southeastern governors who brought Operation Python dance. Before you brought it, did you hear of any violent agitation anywhere? Why people fail to ask these questions, I don't understand. You are in a country you claim is the most populous. I'm asking this. Why is it that the government do not want to condemn the terrorist activities of ISIS in West Africa? Some of you were there writing. Our General Chief of Defense, what's his name again? Atahiru, that idiot. Atahiru Ibrahim Atta.
Now, you can see why today they have won a medal of a terrorist country. You see the question that Mazen Nankan was asked. Why is it that the government of Nigeria does not condemn terrorist group? Instead, they are fighting against a genuine people that are agitating for their freedom. The only reason is because Nigeria is a terrorist country, and Canada has confirmed it. Canada has confirmed it by naming their political parties as terrorist organizations. Now you see why they cannot condemn this. This is a point that Mazen Nankan was making. Now you understand it better. And I believe the whole world is listening and they are focusing and they're hearing us. We are going to stop the message here and we will continue our message again tomorrow morning. Please make sure you like and share this program. Make sure you touch your notification bell so that you can join us on time tomorrow. We have resumed our program on David Herbert channel, but make sure you also subscribe in our backup channel, Biafra Hard Talk TV. Biafra Exodus Hard Talk TV. Biafra Exodus Hard Talk TV. Make sure you are in that very platform so that whenever we have problem on David Herbert, we can go over there and continue our program. We don't own the social media. The owners of the social media can decide to take it away from us anytime. So whenever they take it out, just like they did a few days ago, we just go to the other channel and make our broadcast. So if you're not following our program on our channel on Biafra Exodus Hard Talk TV, please go and subscribe to Biafra Exodus Hard Talk TV and share this program. Join us tomorrow morning. We will continue in this position and continue to give them basketballs with this powerful information that's in our hand. Thank you so much and stay blessed. I'm going to see you again tomorrow. Have a very beautiful night and may Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to guide and protect every single one of us as Biafrans. May Chukwu Okike Abiama guide and protect all our leaders. May Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to be with us until we get to the promised land. Thank you so much for being part of the program. See you again tomorrow. Stay blessed. Bye-bye.
Every time Nigeria is ringing bell. If I look on news, it is bell. If I look social media, it is problem. When I should be drinking coffee, they will make me to come online. They don't want to have me to rest. But you know what? You know what? The spirit in me, the Biafra spirit in me, I said, when I told you, if Mazen Namdekano is looking for 100 people, I promise that I have 50 in me. You have not seen anything. It is not by my power. It is not by my power. It is not by my power. But, you know, as my own oro, I am a you understand? Till Biafra come. But today you are going to receive sense. The crypto, Nigeria crypto. As they are crippling your economy, they close border. They close the border. ESN came out automatically, you know, weaponized. It shocked them. It shocked them. They said, this border no work. This close of border will not work. Now, how do we stop the funding now of this Sunday or Igbo? How do we stop the contribution? Let us stop the crypto. Because they were following Nigerians, southern Nigerians. Use crypto. We should open crypto. We use crypto. Don't use the Western Union. Don't use this. They say, so these people are doing crypto. Okay, let us slash them. Bah! They are not considering the economic impact of crypto. No. They are not considering how much the crypto is bringing to Nigeria economy. Their agenda is not to make Nigeria progress. No. They have a better agenda. Now you get the point. Now you get the point. My only problem is that why is it that you must wait? Was Thomas born in Nigeria? Is Thomas a Nigerian? Is Thomas in the Bible in Nigeria? Are you a lineage of Thomas? Are you a lineage of Thomas? All of you have Thomas blood in your vein. How did you get Thomas blood in your vein? That it must happen to you first before you understand. We hear more in Anubia. You hear more kind of woo. When we are telling you, you don't know no. We are telling you, even we are not prophets, but everything we have said, everything we open this mouth to say, if it don't happen today, it will happen tomorrow. I want you to go from the beginning of this struggle, from the beginning. In fact, even the one that we are not sure of, once God asks us to say it, we will say it and God will do it. Hey! Nwanne nwoke dịrị obi m mma, ọ dị mma. Ihe mere dị mma, ihe mere dị mma, ihe mere dị mma, oh, ihe mere dị mma. I said, did you see the prayer? May God harden the heart of the leaders in Nigeria so that we will tell them, the world may know that Obi is no longer a boy. I remember when we used to read the history of the Greeks, the Greek gods. I don't know, of course you don't read all those things in Africa. The history of the Greek gods. Medusa, they say Medusa is when you look at Medusa, you turn into